Taylor Swift, the emotional journey of a girl who turned her dreams into reality. Imagine being a young girl with a dream so big that most people think it is impossible. Imagine hearing, "no," again and again but refusing to give up. That is the story of, a story filled with hope, sacrifice, heartbreak, determination, and extraordinary success. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989, in United States. She grew up in a loving family with her father, her mother, and her younger brother. From an early age, Taylor was different. While many children spent their time playing games, she was fascinated by music and storytelling. One of the biggest influences in her childhood was her grandmother, who had been a professional singer. Taylor admired her deeply and dreamed of following a similar path. Whenever she heard music, she felt a special connection. It was more than entertainment, it was a way to express emotions. As she grew older, Taylor became obsessed with country music. She listened to artists like and imagined herself standing on stage one day. She started writing poems and turning them into songs. Even as a child, she understood how powerful words could be. She discovered that music could tell stories that touched people's hearts. By the age of 11, Taylor already knew what she wanted to do with her life. She wanted to become a singer-songwriter. Many children change their dreams every few months, but Taylor's dream never changed. She was determined to make it happen. Together with her mother, she traveled to Nashville, Tennessee, the center of country music. Carrying demo recordings of songs she loved to sing, Taylor visited record labels hoping someone would notice her talent. But the journey was disappointing. Most labels rejected her. They did not believe she was ready. For many people, those rejections would have ended the dream. But Taylor saw them as motivation. She worked harder than ever before. She learned guitar, practiced songwriting every day, and continued performing wherever she could. Seeing her dedication, Taylor's parents made an enormous sacrifice. They moved their entire family from Pennsylvania to Nashville so she could have a better chance of pursuing her dream. It was a risky decision, but they believed in their daughter. The move proved life-changing. In Nashville, Taylor began building connections within the music industry. Her talent, determination, and songwriting skills impressed many people. Eventually, music executive recognized her potential and signed her to his newly created record label. In 2006, Taylor released her first album. The album introduced the world to a teenager who wrote songs about real emotions and experiences. Fans connected with her honesty. They felt like she was telling their own stories. Her success began growing quickly, but it was her second album that changed everything. Songs such as "And" became international hits. Suddenly, Taylor was no longer just a young country singer. She was becoming a global star. However, fame came with challenges. As Taylor's popularity increased, so did public attention. Every friendship, relationship, and personal decision became news. The media constantly discussed her private life. Critics often questioned her abilities and accused her of writing only about relationships. One of the most difficult moments of her career happened in 2009 during the while Taylor was accepting an award, interrupted her speech on stage. The incident shocked viewers around the world and left Taylor embarrassed. For a young woman still learning how to handle fame, it was a painful experience. Yet she refused to let one moment define her future. Instead, she continued creating music and growing as an artist. She released albums, like "And", which showcased her growth as both a songwriter and performer. Then came one of the biggest risks of her career. In 2014, Taylor released. Unlike her earlier country-inspired music, this album embraced pop music completely. Many people warned her against changing genres. Some believed she would lose her audience. But Taylor trusted herself. The gamble paid off. 1989 became one of the most successful albums of her career. It produced multiple hit songs and earned critical acclaim. More importantly, it proved that she was willing to reinvent herself rather than stay comfortable. Despite her success, Taylor continued facing difficult periods. She experienced public feuds, internet criticism, and intense media scrutiny. There were times when it felt as though the entire world was judging her. At one point, Taylor stepped away from the spotlight to focus on herself. Instead of responding to every criticism, she concentrated on her music and personal growth. The support of her family remained incredibly important throughout these challenges. Her mother Andrea, in particular, played a central role in her life. When Andrea faced serious health issues, Taylor openly shared how emotional and difficult the experience was for her. Those moments reminded fans that behind the superstar was a daughter deeply connected to her family. Another major turning point came when Taylor became involved in a dispute over ownership of her original music recordings. Many artists would have accepted the situation, but Taylor chose a different path. She decided to re-record her earlier albums. It was a bold and historic move. By releasing albums labeled Taylor's Version, she regained control of her work while introducing her music to a new generation of listeners. Fans enthusiastically supported her decision, turning the project into one of the most remarkable success stories in modern music history. As the years passed, Taylor continued breaking records, selling out stadiums, and inspiring millions around the world. Yet what makes her story special is not just the fame or awards. It is her resilience. Every rejection taught her a lesson. Every heartbreak inspired a song. Every criticism pushed her to become stronger. Instead of allowing obstacles to stop her, she used them as stepping stones toward greater success. Today, Taylor Swift stands as one of the most influential artists of her generation. She is admired not only for her music but also for her courage, determination, and authenticity. Her journey reminds us that success is never a straight path. It is filled with setbacks, doubts, sacrifices, and difficult choices. But when passion is combined with hard work and belief in oneself, extraordinary things can happen. The young girl who once carried demo CDs through the streets of Nashville became a global icon. Yet at her core, she remains the storyteller who simply wanted her voice to be heard. And perhaps that is the most beautiful lesson from Taylor Swift's life. No matter how impossible a dream may seem, if you keep believing, keep learning, and keep moving forward, one day your story may inspire the world.